treat for you here. No trick. It's the NBA on Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's Conley in at the 1. And for the Spurs, Zohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Champagnie in at the 2. Now we know, Greg, early on in the year, teams still trying to figure out their rotations.
And it takes time before you find the rhythm you're looking for. Coaches will mix and match units to see what works best, with the thought also of the postseason.
Oh, here's Edwards. He's tightly guarded. Randall left side. Clock at 6. And the shot goes in. Randall's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Timberwolves.
First points of the night, and you know this is going to be a battle of matchups.
What's going to be fascinating to watch is which matchups are they willing to go exploit.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Well, the Spurs with some experienced additions, bringing in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes. Their mentorship is likely just as valuable to this young roster as their contributions on the court. And with legendary head coach Greg Popovich, they're creating an environment for growth in San Antonio. They're really building things the right way, guys.
All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. Here is Edwards after the basket by San Antonio. Randall passes to Edwards. Outside Conley. Pass to McDaniels. Over Barnes. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Well, this is what you get when you run the offense through Conley, on time and on target.
Paul passes to Wembanyama. Here's Paul. In the corner, Zohan with it. On the wing, Barnes drains it from beyond the arc.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Randall, his last outing with 20 points. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance that saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. They got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us? Perfect. Now, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Boy, when you look at Anthony Edwards' frame, it is pro-ready right now. That upper body strength, the ability to play through contact, the and one. Yes, sir.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And guys, you might remember that he was not at his best from the foul line in their last outing.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for McDaniels. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley. Well, defensively, Doris, these Minnesota Timberwolves are really a cut above the rest.
They led the league in defensive rating in 2024. They have so many ways to shut down what you're trying to do offensively. Length, athleticism, rim protection, commitment, and great scheme. They are a nightmare.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. And the Spurs making a change here. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Edwards. .105 left here in the opening quarter. Johnson finds Paul. There's a screen by Collins. 6 on the shot clock. The shot by Paul, no good.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Back to Randall. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Reed against Collins. Reed misses.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Now, here's Johnson. From 18 feet away, and all around the rim that time before dropping in.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Tie game in San Antonio. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
We've got Johnson. Harrison Barnes is out there with Zach Collins. Then it's Castle. And it's Branham in at the two-guard spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Back to Ingles. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Johnson. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, this is one of the strong points of Joe Ingles' very well-rounded game, the mid-range on point.
And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Minnesota on D. Pass to Castle. Left side Collins. To the middle. Johnson outside. 5 on the clock. Collins setting the big for Johnson. Fires the 3. Zadores, here's a question for you. Should the NBA widen the court? Because the corner 3 now is such a staple in these offenses.
That's exactly right. One of the most coveted, Kevin, because the proximity of the shot is so desirable. Here's what we know unequivocally. There's no way they're going to widen the court because it will take out some of the money-making courtside seats. That's not happening.
A nice shot by McDaniels.
Boy, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
Here's Branham, still without a basket. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Denver Nuggets. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs.
And you know, for that matchup with Charlotte, that will be the 8th contest of the year for them. Should be a fun one.
The first one falls. A different look now for San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama comes in for Collins. And Jeremy Sohan subbed in for Harrison Barnes. And then for Minnesota, Rudy Gobert comes in for McDaniels. And Anthony Edwards subbed in for Joe Ingles. Both shots good from the stripe.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Back to Alexander Walker. Pass to DiVincenzo. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Castle. Back to Johnson. There's the 3. And it's Sohan missing.
Remaining in the first half.
And so Gobert will bring it up for the Timberwolves. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Ball stolen. Intercepted. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Champagne's checked in, and Paul's subbed in for Castle.
Boy, I love the confidence Julius Randle has in himself. This guy knows what it takes to score.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Barnes, he's checked in for San Antonio. McDaniels, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 1:28 left in the second quarter. Gobert pulls it in. Timberwolves leading by 3. Outside Conley. 5 to shoot. To the inside. And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's the break. Up the floor. Paul with the bucket.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's Edwards over Paul. What a shot by Edwards.
And that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact. Doesn't bother him.
Spurs trail by 3.
Timberwolves foul. Mike Conley. First personal.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line. Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And so Paul nails both of them.
Chris Paul will go down as one of the great floor generals to ever play the game. He is the maestro at orchestrating offense.
And again, Minnesota will turn it over. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
San Antonio trailing here. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Paul. Sohan finds Wembanyama. Puts up a 3. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Wembanyama with that soft touch around the rim.
And we talk often about Wembanyama's insane lift. There, we see it on the offensive glass.
Gobert dishes to Randle. Back to Gobert. Over Sohan. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
Coaches talk about ending quarters well. You cannot do it better than that.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves lead by 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, in a close game, what makes the difference in the second half?
Lots of things, you know. It's a game of mistakes. It's a game of playing well. Who knows?
Always love your philosophy, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
A look here now at Minnesota. You expect this game to go down to the wire, and if it does, it'll be good for the coaches to see who performs well late in a tight game.
Invaluable information, no doubt. As we shift our focus now to the Spurs, it's a tight one after 2 quarters of play.
Look at the rebounding numbers. I'm surprised they've stayed this close. They're not cleaning the glass. It's more like they're fogging it up.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. You have to like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Randall out there with Jaden McDaniels. And it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. The Timberwolves shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. That one misses for Mike Conley.
Well, the seasoned veteran Mike Conley has been such a soft-spoken guy, but he has also been one of the NBA's best leaders both on and off the floor.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And Gobert kicks to Randall. Yep, that one goes. Randall's got 6 points.
Boy, there was plenty of contact down low, but Randall assertive and able to find the finish.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Spurs. It's a 3-point game. It's off to Utah after this game, where they'll face the Jazz. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA, and I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
And Barnes gets double-teamed. Here's Champagne. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. 5 points in the game.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
90 seconds now into the second half. Pass to Gobert. And here is McDaniel. Outside Conley. Over Paul. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Conley's got 4 points in the quarter.
Brilliant second half start. 4 for 4 from the field. Can't ask for any better.
Paul can't get it to go.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Here's Conley, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Now it's a 6-point Minnesota lead.
It's always a positive thing for this offense when Conley puts pressure on him.
McDaniels against Barnes. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Outside Edwards. Conley kicks to Randall. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Back to McDaniel. Shot clock at 6. Conley against Paul. Mike Conley again. Conley's got 8.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Wembanyama, a screen on Conley. Oh, the shot from the low post is good.
Well, you think because of his frame, it would be easy to knock Chris Paul off balance, but this guy has concentration and tenacity. Really good job keeping his focus.
Now here's Conley. He's got 8. Pass to Randall. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for McDaniels. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Edwards. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Randall with the bucket.
I'll tell you, Joe Ingles is proving that as a passer, he is a special player.
Pass to Johnson. Now, here's Collins. Here's Castle. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game, and this one, a thing of beauty.
You know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Collins is out there with Keldon Johnson. Then it's Castle. And it's Duke in at the small forward position. That's the San Antonio 5. Offensive rebound. Johnson, good.
Can't allow Johnson to get that deep. Once he's there, he's going to be able to score.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Ingles. Miller outside. Over Johnson. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Miller's got the lead up to 8 now for the Timberwolves. Now Johnson, covered by Miller. Taken away. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's DiVincenzo. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the sides.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Both teams will make substitutions. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He said in the huddle, we got to play some defense in the paint. They're getting too much in there. Battle down low. Time to fight, guys.
Thanks so much, David. Ball passes to Wembanyama. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Randall outside. Lets it go from deep. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Snatched up. A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Right side, Edwards. Randall outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Conley. Just 5 on the clock. They double-team Conley, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
The concentration required under duress of the contest. Mike Conley, easy work.
To the paint. It's stolen by Gobert. To the inside. Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Ball finds Barnes. Inside, here's Sohan.
Well, this is what you want to do on the screen and roll. Barnes on time and on point with that pass.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And there's the drive. Fades back. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Julius Randle.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Gobert with the block.
Wow, insanely tough to get a shot off when Rudy Gobert is around. Wow.
Randall from outside, and again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Ball finds Barnes. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, you won't see a lot of this. Barnes tends not to draw a ton of fouls, but he baits the defender in that instance.
He doesn't get the second one. Now, Alexander Walker. It's stolen by Johnson. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much, Kevin. With Julius Randle. And Julius, you get it done at multiple ends. Where does your focus been in terms of approach?
Just taking what the defense gives me. I'm a lot more patient, let the game come to me. Don't really try to force things as much. Sometimes I get out of character, but just try my hardest to let the game come to me the most.
Well, you were a big part of the win tonight, Julius. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now, our player of the game, Julius Randle.